second part of this session, we're going to talk about reducing your calories and seeing where the most of them are coming from and seeing what we can do to fix and reduce and get better nutrition out of them, okay? So 4 major groups that I found are like priority areas to address for you are grains, vegetable, proteins, and fats. So based on your 15 calorie diet to lose your 15 to 20 pounds, it's based on my ChooseMyPlate.gov. Have you ever heard of it?
No.
It's USDA approved. It's a lot of people use it to help with getting varieties of different types of nutrients and seeing where to get them and just helping yourself with doing that. So to start with grains, it's 5 ounces is what you would need for your 1,500 calories, and you had 12 ounces. So from this list, could you tell me where your major grains are coming from? Like a lot of them are.
From the bread, the sesame bagel, from the pretzels, from the tortilla chips, and also the corn on the cob and the mashed.
Okay, so let's start with the bagel. The Choose My Plates describes grains as make half your grains whole grains. Okay, and if you're reducing your calories to lose your weight, that's what the goal is. What would you suggest for your sesame bagel?
Do toast instead of the sesame bagel and whole grain toast for whole wheat.
Okay, that sounds good. And then it looks like your the pretzels, the tortilla chips, the granola bar, the trail mix too, are a lot of carbs. What would you, if you're trying to reduce your calories, what do you think would be good recommendations for those like snack-like items?
Eat some like fruits or veggies, like a banana, apple, or like carrots,
Mm-hmm.
with like hummus or something.
Yeah, and even like you could still have maybe one of these, like the pretzels or the tortilla chips, and maybe choose like whole grain crackers that have cheese or something like that. You know what I mean? Just to get your whole grains in. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the next food group I would say would be vegetables, because the recommendation is 2 cups and you had 4 cups. So where were your 2 vegetables coming from?
The corn and the mashed potato.
So my food plate suggests that for vegetables, you should vary them. So it talks about consuming different colors, so dark leafy greens, red, orange, those type of vegetables, like those colors. What would you suggest to maybe change or add or reduce?
Eat more carrots, onions, peppers.
Okay.
Broccoli.
Okay.
Brussels sprouts.
Okay, and then for the next one, protein. It was 5 ounces is the recommendation, and you had 6.5 ounces. So can you say on here where was your major protein sources?
From the bean and cheese and the pork.
Okay, so both of these you had above the serving size that you should have, so you can work on reducing that. Also, it says on the My Plate, it recommends more lean meats in poultry. So pork is probably higher in fat than maybe chicken would be. So you could change that. And then it also mentions more plant-based, and you actually did the beans are plant-based. So in that way you are getting the plant-based proteins. But also, again, just reducing your serving sizes and you can look on My Plate and see the serving sizes and, like, measure it out, maybe just reduce it a little more than what you're actually having. Does that sound good? And then the last one is fats. So the recommendation was 5 teaspoons, and you had 11. For fats, it suggests to have less saturated fats, and then I would recommend more unsaturated fats. So where would you say your fats are coming from on this sheet?
The cream cheese, the cream for the coffee, the guacamole, and the butter.
Okay. So for the cream cheese, what would you say you could do instead of cream cheese if you're having toast, say? Toast.
I would put peanut butter on it.
Right.
Instead.
Okay, so you could find peanut butter that has, look on the food label, check if it has monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats. Those are healthier fats than saturated fats that you could try. What about the creamer? What would you say?
Do skim milk.
Yeah,
or almond
doesn't
milk.
matter. Just because you already have the creamer, so you're used to that creamy kind of flavor. So you could even do whole milk could change too. Just don't automatically go to skim milk. You could work down to skim milk, so it's not just a dramatic change. The next one, guacamole. That is a good fat, very healthy, so I would not change that at all. And then the butter, it's 1 teaspoon, so that's the serving size, so that is completely fine. Butter is not horrible to have every once in a while, you know what I mean? So that was okay. So those are, do you think that you could change that, maybe?
Yeah, definitely. Adding more fruits and veggies and lean meats are.
Yes, just a variety. So I printed out some sheets for you. There's this one, it's tips for weight management. So there's like serving sizes. It talks about the nutrition label and how to read it, how to understand what it says. There's also a cooking tips for weight management too. So it gives you each food group and lists healthier ways to like cook them, like sauteing rather than like frying, stuff like that. And then there's just general tips in food preparation that you can look at. It talks about snacking, meal times, how it's okay to have 6 meals. It's okay that you had 6 meals. It's just looking at where your nutrients are coming from and realizing how you can like reduce your calories. And then I'm going to give you the My Plate so you can remind yourself like where to get your everything. So does this sound good? Do you think you can make these recommendations?
Yes.
Yes. And then maybe we can meet in about a month and see how it went and if you lost your weight, if you did well.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay, so you have my number. You can call me whenever. And then you can take those with you.
Alrighty.
All right. Nice to meet you. How was that?